ladies and gentlemen. AFL Canberra would like to welcome you to the 2020 AFL Canberra Community Grand Final Day. And today's UNSW Canberra Second Grade Women's Grand Final between the Molonglo Juggernauts and the Queanbeyan Tigers. AFL Canberra would like to acknowledge the Ngunnawal people, traditional custodians of the lands on which we meet and play today. We wish to acknowledge and pay respect to their continuing culture and contribution that they make to the life of our Canberra and wider region, and importantly, a great sport, Australian rules football. We now ask you to join with the players, coaches and umpires as we stand for the Australian National Anthem.
Well, a very good morning and welcome to All Inshore Park here in Queanbeyan as Grand Final season lands for AFL Canberra. A couple of big weekends of Grand Finals happening today. It is Community Grand Final Day. We have three big games here at All Inshore Park. About to start the UNSW Canberra second grade women's competition. It's the Molonglo Juggernauts versus the Queanbeyan Tigers. About 12:15 this afternoon, the fourth grade men's competition will happen. It's the ANU Griffins versus the Yasroos, and the third grade men's will follow at 3 o'clock. Again, it's the ANU Griffins up against the Woden Blues. But we turn our attention to the Molonglo Juggernauts and the Queanbeyan Tigers. Molonglo coming in off the back of an undefeated season. The Queanbeyan side finished third in the regular season. They met in round 2, and it was the Juggernauts who ran out victorious by 20 on that occasion. We're looking today at this very, very strong, solid backline that the Molonglo Juggernauts have, and a sharp midfield up against some individual flashes of brilliance from the Queanbeyan Tigers. Lon Flakler playing her 100th game today in jersey number 16. Those of you who've been around the AFL Canberra arena for a few decades, like I have, may remember Lon's father playing with the Queanbeyan Tigers in the late 1980s, also wearing jersey number 16, so that's something to look out for today, and I'm sure that Lauren Flakler will have a big game today for the Queanbeyan Tigers in the grand final. And a final game for the Tigers today for Melissa Hurley in jersey number 26, who came to the Tigers from Ainsley in 2012 to help develop the Tigerettes. We've got our first real chance for the Juggernauts to go inside their forward attacking 50, and they do so now. But it's been a little bit overcooked, and it'll be Rebecca Brown to get the possession for the Queanbeyan Tigers and turn them around and bring them back up the ground. Competition best and fairest, Holly Bartholomew out there this afternoon in number 18, or this morning I should say, in jersey number 18 for the Molonglo Juggernauts as well. In second place in the competition, best and fairest, Olivia Straker in jersey 22 for the Tigers. So plenty to look out for here on this Saturday morning, the first of our grand finals for season 2020. My name is Chris Coleman. It's great to be with you. And no score here as we're about 90 seconds into the Premiership decider. Ball comes off the ruck contest, and it's Darman who turns around and tries to put her side back into attack, into the path of Santalin. Can't get a controlling influence on the ball to start with, but a secondary effort. Little handball goes into a forward line. Rebound kick from the Tigers, but it's cut off in the midfield by Holly Bartholomew. Mentioned her as the league best and fairest winner. She's looking to exert her influence from back of the midfield and pushing her side into attack, which she has done now. We're going to see a lot of hot contest for the ball here. Scores in this competition traditionally fairly low, as Brooke James takes it around the far side of All Inshore Park. I think that's Penny Slater now trying to soccer it off the ground for the Queanbeyan Tigers. Hot competition for the ball, rebounds the Juggernauts' way. Will come down to the path of Lisa Lark. She'll pick it up, but she's tackled. Managed to get the hand pass away. Not to anyone in particular, but at least avoids being pinged for holding the ball. But we'll get a ball up now over on the far side of the ground. Magnificent day for football here at All Inshore Park in Queanbeyan, and the ground has come up an absolute treat. I was able to get a very quick look at the ground before the players were on it a little while ago, and it is very, very firm underfoot. We're heading for a top today of about 25 degrees here, already up to 16. There is very, very little wind, and what there is really blowing in from behind our cameras across the ground, so sheltered by hill and the grandstand. So just about as good as it gets for playing footy here in Queanbeyan on grand final morning. 3.5 minutes in. And it's the Tigers going into attack via the boot of Claire Dunkerley now. Chasing it out there was Rachel Ross for the Juggernauts. And Queanbeyan will get their first inside 50 here. But this strong Molonglo backline, it served them well all year. They get the rebound. It's a good little tap on, though. A good little knock forward there coming from Stephenson for the Tigers. As you can see, there's just plenty of presence from the Juggernauts here, and they wrap it up just outside, or right on, in fact, the defensive 50. Good effort in there coming from Adrienne Niedek. So the ball up will happen about a metre inside the attacking 50 for the Queanbeyan side, but Molonglo, they'll bring it away again. Set to pounce on it is Stephenson for the Tigers. She can't do it, but her teammate in Straker does. Tried to put the path into the ball into the path of James. But again, hot contest. As I said earlier, there'll be plenty of hot contests for the ball here. These two sides, I think, very, very evenly matched. And goals will be at an absolute premium. Coming up to the 5-minute mark. Just waiting to see if the ball can come clear. The Molonglo side, you may not have spotted this yet, but all of the girls out there with the long hair, or the ladies with the long hair, they've all put very bright orange hair elastics in place, which actually makes identifying them a little bit harder. I think that was Highfield who got tackled and disposed of. But the Juggernauts trying to get the ball out. Going to ground was Lane. And the first real shot on goal for Queanbeyan. It falls short and goes off to the right-hand side. Out of bounds, and it'll be brought back in by the Molonglo side. Coming up to the 6-minute mark in this first quarter. And it's Ross who brings the ball back into play. Well directed. This is something that I think they really do work on at the Molonglo side. Going with a possession game, but as I say that, they turn it over and it'll be Queanbeyan bringing it back into attack. But well positioned. In defence was Holly Bartholomew. No surprise. And she takes a good grab on the half-back line. Turns around, sends her side out onto the far wing of All Inshore Park. And we might see it go over the boundary line. We do see it go over the boundary line. So this will be a throw-in to take place. True centre wing position. Who's going to get the first score on the board this morning? In this first of 3 grand finals being played here today. And of course a huge day in AFL Canberra, with preliminary finals happening at Gungarlin later on today as well. And you can catch all 5 games live streamed today here on the AFL Canberra Facebook page. Good defensive mark taken by Lon Flakler in her 100th game. So she gets on the stats sheet, sends her side into attack. It comes off hands. That's a good bit of sharking there by Hurley, but the kick is smothered. Now it's out over the boundary line. Interchange happening. Crampton coming on for the Queanbeyan Tigers. That's Abby Crampton replacing Georgia Stephenson. I tell you what, it may be not even 10 o'clock in the morning, but considerably warmer conditions for this game than some of the games that these sides would have played in through the course of the season. And now they work it around the far side of the ground, the Queanbeyan side, but it's been cut off. And again, just looking for open players, this Molonglo Juggernauts side. Who have they got up forward? Well, kick to a contest. It comes over the contest. Picking it up off the turf was Philpott. She turns around. There's nobody inside the forward 50. If Queanbeyan can get a handle on this, they'll be off and free. I reckon that might be, is that Henneberger over there? It was. She got tackled and dispossessed. Little punch comes down towards Sanderlin for the Juggernauts, but again, it is the Queanbeyan side on the rebound. Could have been a push under that contest. Umpire may be calling advantage and allowing the side to play on. The target was Zali Betts for Queanbeyan, but was cut off there by Rachel Ross. And the Juggernauts, they rebound again, back into the centre of the ground. Beautiful ground to watch football at. Gee, sometimes I wish they built the grandstand on the other side, because we always seem to see, when we come to All Inshore Park for broadcast games on the stream, always seems to be the bulk of the play over on that other side of the ground. Now, we've got a free kick's been picked out here from the ruck contest. And it goes the Juggernauts' way. And they finally bring it back towards our broadcast side of the ground. Tapping it forward was Crampton, who just came on, heavily dispossessed. And now I see the Juggernauts looking to get inside their forward 50. We've got Leamy waiting for it to pop out from under the pack, but it doesn't do so. The umpire will come back in and ball it up. Coming up to 10 minutes. Still no score here in the grand final. Santalin into the ruck. Taps the ball, but there's too many players around and it's wrapped up once again. So back to the game between these two in round two. It was the Tigers 38-26 to the Tigers' one straight goal. Few changes since then as we see Phoebe Highfield on the burst. She puts the ball in towards the full forward hot spot. It was Somerville who was reaching out an arm for it. She couldn't quite get there. Desperate defence coming up from the Tigers here. They've got 4 or 5 in the back line and they just soccer it clear now. Coming around the grandstand side of All-in-Shore Park. Good bump off the ball from Armistead. And now there's been a whistle here, legged, so a Queanbeyan free kick. They'll play on. And they do so. Coming around in front of the grandstand side. Almost cut off there by Cameron, but the ball comes down for the Tigers. It goes with Straker. She sends them back into attack now. Unlucky bounce for them, and it's Ross in defence who sends the Juggernauts back into attack. Charging down onto it is Henneberger. She can't get control. She's slung off it, but a teammate rushes in. And I reckon that's Router for the Tigers who was coming in on the charge, trying to get the defensive clearance. Now the race is on. And they've got the free, and it'll be a free kick going towards the Juggernauts. So this should be, for high contact, this should be the first scoring shot of the day. It's Sally Moylan lining up for the shot. So a wee bit of high contact. And Sally Moylan, she'll come in for the shot from about 30. Not much of an angle. Goes with the right foot. And I reckon we've got our first major for the day. The goal umpire agrees. And the first score is on the board. Sally Moylan with a goal. And at 11 and a half minutes in the first quarter, it's the Molonglo Juggernauts, one straight goal, 6. The Queanbeyan Tigers yet to score in the UNSW grand final for the Canberra Community second grade women's competition. Sally Moylan, one of the leading goal scorers for this Juggernauts side through the course of the season, 5 goals. Gets her first in the grand final and gets her side's first as well. Queanbeyan looking to rebound now via Zali Betts. Kicks it to her own advantage. Goes again. Has a teammate in there who gets tackled, but Betts comes back in. Goes for the right foot. Checks side kick. Oh, that's just offline. Would have been a strong contender for goal of the day, but Queanbeyan, they get in the book. With that point, 5-point ball game, 12 and a half gone in the first term. It's Molonglo, one straight goal, 6. Queanbeyan, 1 point. And Molonglo coming around the grandstand side. Target was Beth Williams, but it's been cut off there. Umpire says it wasn't a mark, so ball comes free, and it's the Juggernauts now who come around the grandstand side. It was in the path of plenty, but it had been given too much. She overran it. There's Darman, puts the ball right back into the centre of the park. This is what this Molonglo side do so well, this possession game. Now it's Brittany Reynolds. She's got options left and right, decides to go to the left, into the open spaces where a teammate will have to run onto it. That's Highfield, sends the hand pass back in towards the middle of the ground. And another little hand pass there from Emma Darman, and now they can work it up the field. Comes off the pack. If she's got enough speed, it'll be a goal here for Henneberger. But there's too many defensive players back for Queanbeyan. They get a clearing kick. It comes as far as Stephenson. Had to rush the kick a little bit. Gets it back in towards the centre of the ground. Plenty of orange jerseys there at the moment. Big contest at centre half forward. A 3-on-1 contest, but that might be holding the ball. It is holding the ball. Great tackle on the Queanbeyan defender. And now they can chip it. Might be a little bit far out to score. And again, maybe not. We've learnt this in this past couple of weeks. Don't ever argue with a player who decides they're going to have a shot, but this was just a bit of foxing, and now Brittany Reynolds has got herself not that much closer, but has opened up the angle. And now the little hand pass and the chip flattened after the kick, but it comes in towards the hot spot, off the hands of the pack. Call for holding the ball from a couple in the crowd. They had Plenty and Henneberger in there, but it'll be a ball up. Dangerous ball up for Queanbeyan here. 15 gone, and we're only metres away from the goal. Molonglo unable to get a clean possession. Nobody able to get a clean possession. I think it might have been Brianna Anderson who wound up with it for Queanbeyan, but unable to get away. Get another ball up. Great bit of rucking. High jump. Clever little hand pass in there from Beck Brown. It's gone down towards Renee Duggan, I think it was, who was slung through the full 360. Calls of ball from the crowd, which is building up here at All Inshore Park. The umpire doesn't agree, and it'll be another ball up. So we're about 35 around from the Molonglo goal. Brittany Reynolds nominates in the ruck for the Juggernauts. But in this real defensive arm wrestle, despite Plenty coming up with the ball, she can't get away with it. And again, we'll get another ball up. 16 gone. Time ticking away. Clearing kick, but again, there's plenty across the half-forward line for the Juggernauts. That was Renee Duggan. Little chip kick goes in towards the forward line. It'll be picked up off the ground by Taylor. But it goes back to the number one for the Juggernauts in Phoebe Highfield. She'll be 48 from home. So she'll give it a little bit of a roost and cut that distance by about half. Off the hands of the pack. The shot comes towards goal and it's offline. So the Juggernauts had 1 point, and we've got a one-goal game here approaching the 17-minute mark. 1-1-7 for Molonglo. Queanbeyan just a solitary point at the moment, but it is still a very, very close game. Sandilands had a break for the Juggernauts. She's coming back on now, replacing Reynolds. So I think we'll see Sandiland running into the ruck contest shortly. We saw her do plenty of that earlier in this contest. Queanbeyan now bringing it around over the far side of the ground, off the hands of the pack. Picked up there by Renee Duggan. She sends a little rolling kick up forward. Now trying to keep it in play there. I think it was Henneberger. I thought it had gone out over the boundary line a little bit before it was called as such by the boundary umpire. I'm not sure how far from play the boundary whistleblower was, though. Anyway, ball is thrown into play. A late goal here would be massive in the context of this game. Queanbeyan will do everything they can to bottle it up. There's Flakler in there doing precisely that. She retires to the defensive side of the ball now. Goes up, coming through was Taylor for Queanbeyan. I don't think she actually made any connection with the ball. It goes back in under the bottom of the pile. Umpire has found a free kick in there. It'll be going Queanbeyan's way. Working around the boundary line. Dangerous stuff. But again, Queanbeyan just playing in front. They're going to need to do an awful lot of that all day. But they're also going to need to get it up the ground. Good little teamwork here. Combination coming up between Straker and Betts. And now they find themselves potentially getting a forward 50 late in the quarter. But again, too much defence. Picked up off the ground by, I think it was Slater. Kick goes in towards the forward line. Too many orange and charcoal jerseys down there at the moment. Well, they rush it through for a defensive score. I think they do. They do. They concede the point. But as 19 minutes comes up, it is 1-1-7 for the Molonglo Juggernauts. The Queanbeyan Tigers, courtesy of that rush behind, move on to 0-2-2. So two scoring shots apiece. So we are not far from the quarter time break. And Molonglo move it around the outer side of the ground. Lisa Lark with the ball. Kicks it into open space. Queanbeyan first to the fall of the ball. Send it into their forward 50, but again, Molonglo good on defence with Jesse Reynolds taking the good grab. You get the feeling that Molonglo have worked out here that it's just about quarter time and they may be better off just running down the clock. Lark and Emma Darman teaming up. Darman with the last kick of the quarter as the siren sounds and we go to the first break on grand final day here at Allinshaw Park. And it is the Molonglo Juggernauts 117, the Queanbeyan Tigers 2 points on AFL Canberra Facebook page, grand final day. Turn it over, it'll be Queanbeyan bringing it back into attack. But well positioned. In defence was Holly Bartholomew, no surprise. And she takes a good grab. As I say that, they turn it over, it'll be Queanbeyan bringing it back into attack. But well positioned. In defence was Holly Bartholomew, no surprise. And she takes the defensive clearance. Now the race is on. And they've got the free, and it'll be a free kick going towards the Juggernauts. So this should be... She'll come in for the shot from about 30. Not much of an angle. Goes with the right foot. And I reckon we've got our first major for the day. The goal umpire agrees. Again. There's a teammate in there who gets tackled, but Betts comes back in. Goes for the right foot. Check side kick. Oh, and it's just offline. Would have been a strong contender for goal of the day, but Queanbeyan, they get in the ball at the moment. Big contest at centre half forward. A 3-on-1 contest, but that might be holding the ball. It is holding the ball. Past couple of weeks, don't ever argue with a player who decides they're going to have a shot, but this was just a... She'll come in for the shot from about 30. Not much of an angle. say that. If they turn it over, it'll be Queanbeyan. Bartholomew, no surprise. And she takes the defensive clearance. Now the race is on. And they've got the free, and it'll be a free kick going towards the Juggernauts. So this should be... She'll come in for the shot from about 30. Not much of an angle. Goes with the right foot. And I reckon we've got our first major for the day. The goal umpire agrees. And the first score is on the board. Sally Moylan again. Has a teammate in there who gets tackled, but Betts comes back in. Goes for the right foot. Check side kick. Oh, and it's just offline. Would have been a strong contender for goal of the day, but Queanbeyan, they get in the ball. Moment. Big contest at centre half forward. A 3-on-1 contest, but that might be holding the ball. It is holding the ball. Past couple of weeks, don't ever argue with a player who decides they're going to have a shot, but this was just a... The siren sounds and the second quarter gets underway. Two scoring shots apiece here, and it's the Molonglo Juggernauts in the orange, white and charcoal leading the Queanbeyan Tigers 117 to 0-2-2. And that coming courtesy of the one goal to Sally Moylan during that first quarter. So coming through the pack there for Queanbeyan was Armistead. Her hand pass ineffective, really almost going to herself. Chasing through then, I reckon it was Stephenson before she got involved in a bit of push and shove with Santalin. Santalin managing to bottle the ball up, and it'll be a umpire ball up here just to the corner of the centre square. And Queanbeyan will be looking to get into attack. Zali Betts had a few possessions in that first quarter, probably a lot further from goal than she would have liked. They need to find a way to get her into the game. She really is a true spearhead in every sense of the word. Something like 16 or 17 goals. 17 goals it is so far for the season for her. But right now it's Monica Duggan putting the Juggernauts back into attack. Cut off there by the Tigers. Isabel Kennedy in defence, and they come now around the grandstand side. Charging in on the play was Armistead. Couldn't control it, couldn't get in there, in fact. Little hand pass coming out. I think it was Dunkley who came in. It was. Didn't have Dunkley down on our original team sheet today. She's come into the game. But it's now the Juggernauts going back into attack via Cameron. Puts them inside forward 50. Unable to take the mark was Hurley. Comes down into the path of Philpott for the Juggernauts. And Molly Philpott knows her way to goal. There's a lot of goal scorers for this Juggernaut side through the course of the season. Remarkable when you consider these games traditionally not high-scoring affairs. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 15, 16 goal scorers during the course of this very short season for 2020 out there for them today. For the Queanbeyan Tigers, it's exactly half that. A lot of their goal scoring power for the Tigers from their number 49 Zali Betts. But right now the Tigers are just trying to dig their way out of defence. Sticking a hand out and almost sticking it to it was Niedek for the Juggernauts. Now, can they set something up here? Ball spilt by Williams. It comes out Queanbeyan's way, but only as far as Cameron. She's had a bit of the ball in this second quarter. Kick from Monica Duggan is smothered. Comes back. Can she get a second chance? Well, she can. Her hand pass, though, only goes as far as Hurley. Hurley puts the Tigers into attack now. Grabbed out of the air by Arcus. She goes goalward. Here we go. The race is on. Here comes Brooke James. If she can get a handle on it, she'll get a major. She can't get a handle on it. She sends it over towards Zali Betts. Betts can't control it. Great defence from the Juggernauts. They've defused the threat. But that's what this Queanbeyan side can do. Grabbed out of the air by Arcus. They can get on the fast break. Catherine Lane, great defensive effort for the Juggernauts to defuse it for a moment, but the ball comes back into play. I'll try and clear it, will the Molonglo side, but it only goes as far as Stephenson. If she can step around her opponent or get a handball away, she gets the handball away to Hurley. But it's been cut off. Queanbeyan are going to need everything to go right today to win this one. The Molonglo Juggernauts have not been beaten all year. They really probably should have made more of that. Well, they really should have made more of that attacking opportunity as they were going up into the forward line. Now it's Highfield chasing it through for the Juggernauts. Tigers on the burst through the middle, and it might have been Straker. It's getting a bit willing and a bit feeling out there. Free kick goes Molonglo's way. Shahana Plenty. She's got Emma Darman screaming for it on the grandstand side. Ignores the lead, kicks to a contest, and Straker takes the mark for Queanbeyan. So the Tigers will turn it around. They'll rebound back into attack. Ball comes off the pack. Might have been Darman who got it for the Juggernauts and might be regretting that decision because she was absolutely flattened just a second later. Ball up just outside the Queanbeyan attacking 50. Good ruck work from Dunkerley. Shakespeare and Renee Duggan could have raffled it for the Giants. In the end, neither of them wind up with it. It goes down towards Brooke James. She's tackled right on that 50-metre mark. So James nominates to do the ruck work against Santalin. James gets the best of it. But again, it just slips out of her hand. Almost a throwaway there from Santalin. Comes down into the path of Stephenson. She sends the Tigers back into attack. There's plenty of players over the top of it, waiting to see if it can come out. Either way, umpire has found a holding the ball call. So the Juggernauts, they have a 5-point lead, and they're doing everything they can to hang on to it. Renee Duggan asking for the ball round on the grandstand side. It'll go a bit further than that. Target was Hannah Berger. She couldn't control it, but it comes off her hands and goes out over the boundary line. Throw in to take place almost directly in front of our cameras here at All Inshore Park. Magnificent conditions, magnificent looking day today. Huge day for sport in the nation's capital and district as it's tapped down in the ruck by McLaughlin. It's the first time I've seen her today. James again has been busy. She was in there in 55 under the pack. And a little soccer kick from Straker. Might come back to her. Oh, great skills. Silky smooth stuff from Arcus. Puts it in towards centre half forward. The target was Anderson. Now Queanbeyan again through Armistead. Taps it back to a teammate just outside the 50. I think it was Hurley. But again, just too much defensive intensity. As we see Lark clearing kick in the direction of Highfield. But that's been cut off. And again, it's Hurley. She's having an absolute quarter out there at the moment. Absolutely giving it a go. And it comes back to her again. Hand pass in towards the forward line. Umpire thinks that it was a throw. So the Juggernauts, they'll rebound now, courtesy of Highfield. We go back to what is almost situation normal here at All Inshore Park. Working around the outer side of the ground. Grab taken by Close. Puts the Tigers back into attack, but, well, wasn't the best option because the only person underneath it was Cameron for the Juggernauts. They'll try and clear it here. They've got a few players on their own, or a few players in a pack, I should say. Highfield was on the charge for it. Didn't go to her. We've got some high contact here. Umpire signals one way, then signals the other. And it was Router It's a decent old roost in towards the forward line, but there's only one target for them there. Arcus, she can turn, she can get set, she can take the shot. Didn't quite get set enough in the end. But they keep it deep in their forward line to the Queanbeyan Tigers. We've had no addition to the quarter time score. 8.5 gone here in this second term. It's still the Molonglo Juggernauts by 5. They lead 7 points to 2. And they've got plenty on the defensive side of the ball at the moment. But here come Queanbeyan. Charging through was Lehman. But it's all Juggernauts' way at the moment. What can the Queanbeyan side do? Well, McLaughlin can send them back into attack. Ball just clearing Slater. It's gone into the path of, I think it might be Hurley again. If it is, that'll be about her 5th or 6th possession this quarter. She's done a heap. Deserves a reward for it. And it might come. Lehman sends them back towards the top of the goal square. Overrunning it was Slater. Any Slater, by the way. Okay, so slight technical difficulty there. A quick microphone change and hopefully we're back on deck now. Still no change to the score from quarter time. The one thing we have seen here is this Molonglo side. They've been very much caught up in the task of defending. This is, I think, the first time the ball's come forward of halfway for them. And we're about 12 minutes in. To the second term. They've got a chance here. Come back in towards the middle of the park, and that'll be Renee Duggan. She winds up with it for the Juggernauts. And they get it. Well, I won't quite call it on inside 50 yet because technically it's still just outside 50. The umpire is in fact calling for a ball up here. So it'll be Reynolds versus McLaughlin in the ruck. Reynolds gets the best of it, and now it goes inside the forward 50 for Molonglo. Plenty of Tigers jerseys in there. Bartholomew, competition best and fairest winner. Hot onto that. And is the last one up after handing the ball back to the umpire. Can Molonglo get one against what would be against the run of play? Because it's been all Queanbeyan for the first 10 minutes or 12 minutes of this quarter. And now the Tigers, well, they get a chance to escape again. They'll bring it around the far side of the ground with Flakler in her 100th game. Sends it around onto the other side of the All-Inshore Park. Great tackle laid by Highfield. But before the tackle's completed, the ball is out over the boundary line, so it'll be a throw-in. I don't think the Tigers or the Juggernauts, either side, will mind that as a result. Here comes the contest. It might be James bringing it out. About as far as they can be from us at the moment. Well, James was trying to bring it out. Umpire has decided to take possession of it for another boundary, for another ball up. And we'll get another ball up as well. So this game just getting a little bit bogged down at the moment. You can see a few spectators outside the fence there, in just behind where play is at the moment. I do know that every ticket for today has been sold, so it'll be 500 or as near that mark as possible. As Henneberger sends the Juggernauts back into attack. Bit of off-ball contact. Queanbeyan tapping it around, clearing it. I reckon it was Close who got it away. Now onto it will be Straker. She's got a bit of time to get set. Probably the wrong option to go backwards. It might still come off for them. And Close winds up with the free kick. Over the shoulder, I think, was the contact, and she'll put her side into attack. It bounces off the chest of Leamy. Duggan bumped off it. That's Renee Duggan. There's two Duggans out there today for the Juggernauts. And Renee in 11 and Monica in 17. A couple of Reynoldses as well. Brittany Reynolds in 2 and Jessie Reynolds in 8. And you're about to see Brittany Reynolds go up in the ruck. The contest won by McLaughlin. Queanbeyan have lifted but have absolutely nothing to show for it in this second term. Straker has been busy for them. Got into the bottom of the pack and then was unable to move any further. Highfield also in there for the Juggernauts. And now Dunkley comes running back on. A very tall player for them, for Queanbeyan, and could just give them a big size advantage in ruck contest and also a target down the ground. Cameron has it now. Gives it across to Highfield. Highfield. Kick is more of the underground variety. I think it was Bartholomew who wound up with it for a moment in the middle of the ground. Or was it Reppion? It was Reppion. Ball up just adjacent to the centre circle. I mentioned Dunkley would provide some height in the ruck. Does so, but it only goes as far as Molonglo, who are back playing in front and showing some courage. Where's Stephanie Henneberger? Thought she'd be down for the count. She's got up. She's played on. I think she's copped a free kick. She has. Appreciative crowd behind her at the moment. Puts the ball in towards the forward line. Who was that on the fly? I think it might have been Sally Moylan, the goal kicker. It was. She couldn't get there, and now rebounding again. She said that a bit today, and copping one over the shoulder for the for the Tigers. It is Brooke James. James sends her side towards the tall timber in Dunkley. Dunkley can't take the mark. It's a 2-on-1 contest. Lark comes up with it, but it'll be a ball up right on the edge of the centre square. 17 and a half gone, so we may have one of those rare beasts in footy coming up. A scoreless quarter as Brittany Reynolds sends her side into attack. Mark just outside the 50 from Iville. She comes around, further around the 50 and finds Henneberger. She's been one of the best for the Juggernauts today. They go into attack now. Off hands, trying to shark it off the ground. That'll be Philpott. Knows her way to goal, but she can't get an effective kick away. Queanbeyan able to bounce it around out of defence. Less than 2 minutes remaining in the half as James has it. Clearing kick. Trying to tap it forward as Straker. She winds up getting cleaned up. Now it's Lark for the Juggernauts. They go into attack in towards the hot spot. But Router It wasn't Router. Apologies, it was Kennedy. Gets the grab. And they can clear it, but again, only as far as Renee Duggan. Her kick into attack is cut off. I think it was Batkin. Now on the defence once again, it's James. Gets the little pass away, finds Armistead. Up the ground, and it goes to Shakespeare for the Juggernauts. Oh, it is on. So many turnovers, but it's not through lack of skill. It's a really hot competition at the moment. 1 minute to go until the half-time break. Can the Juggernauts extend their lead? Can Queanbeyan snatch it before the half-time break? Incorrect disposal, so it'll be Queanbeyan who are going to come up with it, I think. And now they come right down in front of us in our commentary position. Little hand pass away. It'll be Williams trying to pick it up for the Juggernauts. Gets one over the shoulder for her trouble. 30 seconds until the siren. Beth Williams will need to give this absolutely everything she's got. And then they'll need one more kick in a real hurry to get it inside the forward 50. Can they do that? Here comes Plenty. She gives it Plenty. It goes in towards the hot spot. It's off the hands of the pack. 12 seconds until the break. There's still time for the Juggernauts if they can get someone onto it. Kick is smothered. Highfield in there for a moment. And now the clearance comes for the Queanbeyan side. It'll roll towards the boundary line on the main grandstand side of All-in-Shore Park. Straker, the last player to get a touch for the quarter. No addition to the quarter time score, but a fascinating quarter of footy in this 2020 AFL Canberra UNSW Canberra Community second grade grand final. At the long break, it's the Molonglo Juggernauts 117, the Queanbeyan Tigers 0-2-2. As I say that, they turn it over, it'll be Queanbeyan bringing it back into attack. But well positioned in defence was Holly Bartholomew, no surprise. And she takes the defensive clearance. Now the race is on. And they've got the free, and it'll be a free kick going towards the Juggernauts. So this should be. She'll come in for the shot from about 30. Not much of an angle. Goes with the right foot. And I reckon we've got our first major for the day. The goal umpire agrees. And the first score is on the board. Sally Moylan again. There's a teammate in there who gets tackled, but Betts comes back in. Goes for the right foot. Checks side kick. Oh, and it's just offline. Would have been a strong contender for goal of the day, but Queanbeyan, they get in the book. Moment. Big contest at centre half forward. A 3-on-1 contest, but that might be holding the ball. It is holding the ball. Just the one goal scorer for today. Past couple of weeks. Don't ever argue with a player who decides they're going to have a shot, but this was just grabbed out of the air by Arcus. She goes goalward. Here we go. The race is on. Here comes Brooke James. If she can get a handle on it, she'll get a major. She can't get a handle on it. She sends it over towards Zali Betts. Betts can't control it. Great defence from the Juggernauts. I'll try and clear it, will the Molonglo side, but it only goes as far as Stephenson. If she can step around her opponent or get a handball away, she gets the handball away to Hurley. Cut off. Queanbeyan are going to need everything to go right today to win this one. The Molonglo Juggernauts have not screaming for it on the grandstand side. Ignores the lead, kicks to a contest, and Straker takes the mark for Queanbeyan. So the Tigers will turn it around. Target for them there. Arcus, she can turn, she can get set, she can take the shot. Didn't quite get set enough in the end. Dunkley would provide some height in the ruck, does so, but it only goes as far as Molonglo, who are back playing in front, showing some courage. Where's Stephanie Henneberger? I think it might have been Sally Moylan, the goal kicker. It was. She couldn't get there, and now rebounding again. She said that a bit today, and copping one over the shoulder. We may have one of those rare beasts in footy coming up. A scoreless quarter as Brittany Reynolds sends her side into attack. say that. They turn it over, it'll be Queanbeyan bringing it back into attack. But well positioned in defence was Holly Bartholomew, no surprise. And she takes the defensive clearance. Now the race is on. And they've got the free, and it'll be a free kick going towards the Juggernauts. So this should be... She'll come in for the shot from about 30. Not much of an angle. Goes with the right foot. And I reckon we've got our first major for the day. The goal umpire agrees. And the first score is on the board. Sally Moyle again. Has a teammate in there who gets tackled, but Betts comes back in. Goes for the right foot. Check side kick. Oh, and it's just offline. Would have been a strong contender for goal of the day, but Queanbeyan, they get in the moment. Big contest at centre-half forward. A 3-on-1 contest, but that might be holding the ball. It is holding the ball. Past couple of weeks, don't ever argue with a player who decides they're going to have a shot, but this was just grabbed out of the air by Arcus. She goes goalward. Here we go. The race is on. Here comes Brooke James. If she can get a handle on it, she'll get a major. She can't get a handle on it. She sends it over towards Zali. Betts. Betts can't control it. Great defence from the Juggernauts. I'll try and clear it with the Molonglo side, but it only goes as far as Stephenson. If she can step around her opponent or get a handball away, she gets the handball away to Hurley. Cut off. Queanbeyan are going to need everything to go right today to win this one. The Molonglo Juggernauts have not screaming for it on the grandstand side. Ignores the lead, kicks to a contest, and Straker takes the mark for Queanbeyan. So the Tigers will turn it around. Target for them there. Arcus, she can turn, she can get set, she can take the shot. Didn't quite get set enough in the end. Dunkley would provide some height in the ruck, does so, but it only goes as far as... I think it might have been Sally Moylan, the goal kicker. It was. She couldn't get there, and now rebounding again. She said that a bit today, and copping one over the shoulder. We may have one of those rare beasts in footy coming up. A scoreless quarter as Brittany Reynolds sends her side into attack. third quarter about to get underway. They call it the Premiership Quarter, and on a day like today, that tag is never more appropriate. Just 5 points in it in this grand final in the 2020 AFL Canberra UNSW Canberra Community Competition for the second grade. And it is a 5-point margin in favour of the Molonglo Juggernauts over the Queanbeyan Tigers. Queanbeyan did everything right in 9/10 of the ground in that second term, but it is still Molonglo with the advantage where it counts most on the scoreboard. Will it be a premiership to coach Robert Davis and his Juggernauts, or will Kenneth Sissons be able to bring his side to come from behind and claim the trophy? Let's see where they go at the moment, as it's Queanbeyan getting the ball inside their forward 50. But playing in front down there was Rachel Ross. She's been strong in defence for the Molonglo side all day today. Gets another possession and another clearing kick. We'll wind up with a boundary throw in, I think, here. I don't think they'll be able to keep it in. Valiant effort. Umpires for today. I omitted to mention them in the first quarter. Apologies to field umpires Ryan Stillwell and Rachel Porter. Boundary umpires are Liam Motherway and Mitchell Cook. And in the goals today, James Ansell and Jordan Coggan. Of course, always a thrill for an umpire as well to get a premiership decider at any level of football. Going into attack here, the Juggernauts, and sharking it off the ground is Highfield. Strong tackle. And Queanbeyan again, strong in defence. Kennedy with the short pass. Gets it onto Hurley. This is great footy here from Queanbeyan. It's what they've got to do. Just make sure they hang on to the ball. Don't turn it over. Try and avoid kicking to a contest. Good defensive punch from Lisa Lark. But a good second effort. About to burst away whether it was Lark, but the umpire's whistle had sounded first. Virtually uncontested in the ruck there was Plenty. Got both hands on it. But Queanbeyan, they've looking to run sideways at the moment. Stephenson has it. Had she been able to get away, she had charging into space Dunkley, who'd just come onto the ground. This might be why Plenty was unopposed in the ruck before, because Queanbeyan were actually making the change. Dunkley gets the best of the ruck now. Picked up off the turf by Stephenson for the Tigers. They're inching their way forward. A lot of this competition taking place right in the middle of the ground. The tap down. Waiting for it on the outside is Close. She goes low. And again, no one able to get away with it. It was Darman who had it for the Juggernauts, but she was well tackled, had the ball well held to her. Another ball up. Juggernauts get the best of it. But again, this really is willing at the moment. Players get the ball. They're tackled as soon as they get it. There's no chance to get rid of it. It's almost the irresistible force versus the immovable object. Who'll break first? Well, Highfield there. I thought she might have got a kick away, but she didn't. Umpire says it was an incorrect disposal. So the ball comes back for Queanbeyan to go into attack. It might have been Lehman who had the free. And they're approaching their forward 50 now. But again, first to the fall of the ball, just too many players in the orange jerseys. And it's back into the middle of the park. Can they get a fast break on here? That's how they scored their goal earlier in the day, courtesy of Moylan. They nearly had another one in a similar way as well. Now are holding the ball decision against Queanbeyan. And the Juggernauts really will be able to go into attack. They do so via Santalin. Ball goes down into the forward line. Duggan, who's down there at full forward for them at the moment. got so many avenues to goal, this Juggernaut side. Robert Davis can shuffle things around, really mix and match, and still wind up with additional players in front on their way to goal. They're going the wrong way at the moment. And again, Queanbeyan just able to read the play better. Good grab in defence taken by Isabel Kennedy. Oh, puts a teammate under pressure there. Had to wait and wait and wait for it. And Lon Flakler did well in the end to not give away the free. Boundary throw in. Right on that 50-metre junction with the line. Here's Dunkley, gets behind, but able to pick it up and then dispossessed immediately. Hand pass comes from close, but now it's charging out there was Somerville. Oh, desperate defence here from this Queanbeyan side. Dunkley's stolen it rugby style. Loses it. It goes to ground. Highfield chasing through. It's a call for holding the ball. I don't know if there was a case for it because, well, I think it was Hanneberger had the ball for a very long period of time. She could never get a disposal away because it was being effectively held straight to her. Oh, wicked bounce from a Queanbeyan perspective. Goes to Somerville. I think it was Sandal and she had on her outside. Ball goes down into a scoring position. They've gone the wrong way with it. It comes back towards Highfield. They're going the wrong way here, the Juggernauts. Now Henneberger tries to have it to her own advantage. Little short kick. They've got time. They just need to find someone in space. Oh, great defence. Good tackle laid by Stephenson. Still on the charges, Moylan. She's got one today. Might have been looking for a second, but play comes to a halt at the moment, about 15 out from the goal. Huge ruck contest coming up here. I think it was Renee Duggan who may have moved into the ruck, but it's been picked up off the ground by the Queanbeyan ruck. And Dunkley, her clearing kick does not clear. It goes to Highfield. She's got a player on. I reckon it might be Santalin down there into the forward pocket. Over-egged it a little bit. 8 minutes gone. We haven't had any score since quarter time. Massive defensive battle on here between the Juggernauts and the Tigers. Who will crack first? Oh, they're looking to try and clear it. For the Tigers, it might have been Stephenson involved trying to clear it, but it just winds up back over the boundary line, so they've only pushed it around 15 metres further from their own goal. Straight off the hands of the ruck contest. Ducking under the tackle was Kennedy. Multiple players involved in the fracas for the ball. It'll be plenty in 6 for the Juggernauts up against Dunkley in 60 for the Tigers. Tigers probably get the best of it. Dunkley eventually gets a kick which is smothered. I was going to say they've got plenty of players up the ground, but they've managed to kick it straight back to the opposition. So it's Molonglo going back into attack. They'll be back inside the forward 50. It comes off the hands of the pack. Flakler, little hand pass to a teammate. Touched off the boot and then spills out over the boundary line. So, well, I thought it had got over the boundary line. Play on, says the umpire. Ball still in play. So underneath it was Moylan, and I think the umpire ruled she's pulled it back in. So Hurley has earned the free kick for her side. Great defensive work She works it around the boundary. But too many Juggernauts playing in front. So they'll go for the in towards the hot spot. The target there was Williams. She couldn't take the mark. They're about 45 out from the goal. Ball has spent considerable time down here. Molonglo want some reward for their investment. And maybe they'll get it now. Hanneberger charged through. I think it was her who got the clearance away in the direction of Moylan. Ball in dispute. Should be another ball up here. Will be. So Rachel Porter will come in to ball it up. Tap down. Router came in over the top for the Tigers. They don't quite clear it. It's about 40 metres from goal. But again, it's just really being considerably bottled up. Batkin was in there for the Tigers, but the umpire has another go. Second player up in the contest for Molonglo did better. Got it down into the path, though, of Hurley for the Tigers. Goes around to the far side of the ground. It comes back in towards the goal here. Oh, this could be danger. Queanbeyan, they do get a clearance away. Who have they got downfield? Well, at the moment, nobody. Here we go. Into space. No. Goes back again for the Molonglo side. In towards centre half forward. Comes off the hands of the pack. Clearing it with the hand pass was Router. She'll get to follow it up. She does. Picks it up. Goes by boot. Goes forward. And Queanbeyan, well, they're a chance here. They can get some possession, but they can't because this strong back line for the Molonglo side clears things. Great work in there by Catherine Lane. But again, a game being played between the two 50s. And now it's with Hurley. Was she off? Was it holding the ball? Umpire says no. So it'll be a ball up. 12 and a half gone in this third quarter. And we have not added to the quarter time score. Still a 5-point ball game. Tigers get the best of the ruck. But it's Santalin who gets the best of it for the Juggernauts out of the bottom of the pack. Now tapping it to her own advantage is Cameron. She puts a kick into her forward line, but it's the Tigers who rebound again. Bravery from Stephenson running into the contest. And I can tell you, Brooke James has come out there. She's looking considerably different. She's got that bright yellow headgear on. She wasn't wearing that in the first half. She gets a chance at the ball, gets a second chance, puts a hand pass away. Dragged off it was Slater. Umpire says it's a free kick and it's going the Juggernauts' way. Didn't see the signal. I'm assuming it was for high contact. So the Juggernauts, they bring it around to the grandstand side of the ground. Bundled off it. Was close. Now it goes to Santalin. She puts her side into attack, but Flakler has it. She's had a good game for her 100th. She'd love nothing more than a premiership medal at the end of the day. But it's the Juggernauts doing everything at the moment in terms of attack. Somerville had it. And now the Tigers, they clear again. Close as the target. Can she get it before it goes over the boundary line? She can. She taps it to advantage. Drags it in. Gets it away. Bit of push and shove here. Oh, it might be on. Renee Duggan didn't like the after-contest attention from Stacey Close. Turns around, walks away. Nearly at the 15-minute mark. Very short boundary throw-in. Tapped forward by Brittany Reynolds. It's over the boundary line again for the Juggernauts, making their way towards their goal. Second quarter, we hardly saw the ball at the Juggernauts attacking into the field. This third quarter, we've hardly seen it at the Queanbeyan Tigers attacking into the field. But the end result has been the same. We've had 35 minutes plus of football with absolutely no score. The Tigers, they get a bit of a break courtesy in Stephenson. But her kick is cut off by Lark, and Lark goes for the big bomb in towards centre half forward. There's too many yellow and black jerseys, and the Tigers, they rebound again. And is that Lark again? It is. She sends her side into attack. She's found a target in Hanneberger. Now Hanneberger too far out to score. She's got a teammate screaming for it out in the pocket. It's Moylan. She doesn't go that way. She instead kicks to the contest. Monica Duggan was the target. She was outnumbered 3-1. Ball comes down onto the chest of Dunkley. She can settle. She needs to. She needs a target. 30 players are behind the ball. Now they're in front of the ball. Lark, one of the best for the Juggernauts for today, gets the tap down, finds Plenty. Plenty puts them back into attack. Charging for the ball there was Moylan. Moylan has had contact there with Close. Close has gone to ground and got the free kick. It happened very, very quickly. I don't think there was anything malicious in it. But the contact was high. Close with the free kick. The big bomb up to the wing. The pack flies. It clears everybody. It comes down the Juggernauts' way. Leamy playing soccer with it. Can't do anything with it. Now it's Stephenson. She doesn't pick it up. Armistead does. Sends it back around in front of Lark. Tunnel balled. Back to Darman. Now it's Plenty. Plenty puts the Juggernauts back inside the forward 50. But again, it's a mark for Queanbeyan. And again, it was Kennedy. She was looking for James. Couldn't take the mark. Lark again. How many times have I called her in the last 3 minutes? I reckon it'll be 6. And now the 100th gamer in Flakler. Didn't get a ball away clearly. And it comes back for Renee Duggan. She's 55 out. We'll put it in towards the hot spot. Well, there's a little bit off the side of the boot. Monica Duggan. Now she'll send it in towards the hot spot. But again, Queanbeyan, too many jerseys. But now, Molonglo, they've had players behind the ball there all day. We're going to try and get it down towards the full forward line. That was Moylan, I think, running towards us. It was. She couldn't get the clearance away. Dunkley for the Tigers. Well, it didn't look like much, but it's wound up very, very well. Comes into the path of Brooke James. Now it's Armistead picking it up off the ground. Little hurried kick in towards the middle of the ground was touched off the boot. Play on. And the Tigers do play on. One clear kick into the forward line here and they'll be away. But again, it's Lark for the Molonglo Juggernauts, and then spilling an easy one was Router. Oh, it could be costly. Comes through the hands, goes to Williams, but Williams to Flakler. Flakler rebounding again. What have we got? About 90 seconds left in the quarter. Late goal here would be huge. Flakler gets the kick away. It goes to nobody. Well, there's a mark in there. I didn't think it had gone 15. But it was taken. So, can Queanbeyan, having not seen the ball inside their attacking 50 for more than maybe a minute in this quarter, do something with it? Hot contest for it over the far side of the ground. Holly Bartholomew, I think, gets the clearing kick away. Was looking for Philpott. Didn't quite get that far. What have they got? 50 seconds till the break. Kick and hope into the forward line. Picking it up off the turf was Slater. They go towards goal. James is underneath it. She can't get there. It goes over the boundary line. It'll be a throw in. There's 35 seconds until three-quarter time.
Ladies and gentlemen, no spectators on the ground. I repeat, there will be no spectators on the ground.
They called that out on the full. No, it's going to be a throw in with 18 seconds left. 17, 16. It'll need to be a very quick snap for the goal here. 10 seconds left on the clock. James comes into the ruck contest. It goes over her head. It goes over everybody. There's a little clearing kick. Had it been marked there, it might have been a chance for a score. But the siren sounds, and it is, ladies, very much as you were. At three-quarter time, it's the same score as it was at half-time and quarter time. It's the Molonglo Juggernauts 1-1-7, the Queanbeyan Tigers 0-2-2. Everything to play for in what is going to be a massive final quarter in the UNSW Canberra Community Second Grade Women's Competition for 2020. There's 20 minutes of footy left. Who will take home the silverware? You'll find out right here on Sportscast Australia and the AFL Canberra Facebook page. They turn it over, it'll be Queanbeyan bringing it back into attack. But well positioned. In defence was Holly Bartholomew, no surprise. And she takes the defensive clearance. Now the race is on. And they've got the free, and it'll be a free kick going towards the Juggernauts. So this should be... She'll come in for the shot from about 30. Not much of an angle. Goes with the right foot. And I reckon we've got our first major for the day. The goal umpire agrees. And the first score is on the board. Sally Moylan again. Has a teammate in there who gets tackled, but Betts comes back in. Goes for the right foot. Checks side kick. Oh, and it's just offline. Would have been a strong contender for goal of the day, but Queanbeyan, they get in the ball. Moment. Big contest at centre half forward. A 3-on-1 contest, but that might be holding the ball. It is holding the ball. Past couple of weeks, don't ever argue with a player who decides they're going to have a shot, but this was just grabbed out of the air by Arcus. She goes goalward. Here we go. The race is on. Here comes Brooke James. If she can get a handle on it, she'll get a major. She can't get a handle on it. She sends it over towards Zali Betts. Betts can't control it. Great defence from the Juggernauts. I'll try and clear it, will the Molonglo side, but it only goes as far as Stephenson. If she can step around her opponent or get a handball away, she gets the handball away to Hurley. Well, that's one of the great things about community footy is the passion of the community
to win this one. The Molonglo Juggernauts have
I
not
honestly cannot recall the last time I saw someone painted from head to toe in club colours. I shan't ask him to reveal whether he's painted under the shorts or not, but certainly plenty of passion here with just 1 quarter remaining for these two sides. The Queanbeyan Tigers, Kenneth Sissons and his coaching team. Andrew Harvey, the assistant coach. And then the Molonglo Juggernauts. Robert Davis, Connor McFadgen, and all their team. Well, you really cannot pick how this one's going to go. You really can't. It is a close one. It is a low-scoring one. And just 20 minutes left. I can see Beth Williams down there laying down the law for the Molonglo Juggernauts. Who's standing there having a say for Queanbeyan? There's one of their players doing it. She's facing us at the moment, and I can't see quite who it is. I think it's Brianna Anderson. It is. She's having a say there. As is Claire Dunkley in another huddle. And another Claire O'Neill having a few things to say as well. Well, this is what you play footy for. You get out there for all the season. Long season, short season. One thing we do know about 2020, it's been a season like no other. Let's hope we don't get another season like this. But it will mean just as much to the brave ladies from both sides here. Who can take it home? And as the Greg Champion song Rings out around the park. That's the thing about football. One of the great anthems of this great game that really does make the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, especially on grand final day. We wish them well, we wish the umpires well, and hope you can stay with us for the conclusion to this season, the conclusion to this game. I can see now Ken Sissons down there. He's just having his final few words to his side. He's very animated for Queanbeyan. Seems to be much calmer in the Molonglo Juggernauts package. Now, we've had an announcement that has come in that there's been a delay at the Gungahlin enclosed oval for the other games happening today for the preliminary final day. A plover nest at the ground. I believe they've relocated the plover nest. I hope they've managed to do this safely. But all games have been pushed back. So the Rising Stars will start at 11:30. The second grade for men will be at 1:30. The first grade for men has been pushed back to 3:45, and the first grade for women will now start at 6:15 in the preliminary final day over at Gungahlin enclosed oval. So if you're watching this and thinking, yeah, I'm going to make my run to Gungahlin, well, you've got a little bit more time on hand. It is still a ticketed event, and you can't get in 15 minutes before your match starts according to your ticket time. So that is the very latest there. But now let's focus on this one. As Queanbeyan trailing by 5 in a game where we've seen no score since quarter time. And it was Straker taking the ball away into the pack. Umpire letting play go for a moment to see if it'll come out, and it does. So Queanbeyan kicking to the right of your screen. They were trying to get it away there. I think it was Lehman. Her kick was smothered, and instead it's gone the other way now. Moylan puts the Molonglo Juggernauts into attack. Has a player in the open, and it's Monica Duggan. She's got 2 for the season. A point here will give them an even goal break. A goal here, well, will it break the Tigers' hearts? What's she got? Duggan puts plenty on, and it's going to fall short. Comes off hands, it trickles towards the line. Queanbeyan don't want to give up anything. It comes out towards Santalin. And the Tigers, well, they've done well to keep it out of the goal. Flakler gets a little kick away. Ball, says the crowd. Ball, says the umpire. And have a shot on goal, Juggernauts. Well, what can I say? What can I say? Duggan had the shot. Didn't get the full reward for it. We have just a 6-point buffer now. The major for Queanbeyan ties it up. What can they do on the rebound? They work it around the other side of the ground. Lark comes in over the top. And now Bartholomew, best and fairest for the comp, hasn't really exerted a lot of influence on the game today, but classy possession. I think that was Philpott who got it. And now Mark right over in the other pocket. I think that's Moylan. Elects to come in towards goal. And Queanbeyan, well, they've stacked the defensive line. They need to get the ball back and they need to get it out of there. So that was close. Send it around. Now they've got space ahead of them, and that's all they've got because there's a lot of players back in the defensive line. They've flooded downfield on this side. Great defensive work there from Niedek. Gets the clearance away. But there's a couple of Tigers players onto the path of it. They come back into attack now. Can they tie it up here? Almost caught with it was Cameron. Could have been holding the ball. Umpire says play on. Umpire says play on for the next tackle. There's a Tigers player down. They're calling for a trainer here. Oh, that's not a good look. Right on the boundary line. Well, it was a very, very physical contest down there, and she went down pretty hard. I'm trying to work out who it is. I wonder whether it's Claire O'Neill. I mentioned her in the three-quarter time break. It is Claire O'Neill. They've got her out over the boundary line, so someone will come on to replace it. Who's it going to be? Jessie Callan, I think, has got up. She's just having a quick word with the coach before she comes out. Jessie can go on. There we go. So Jessie is on. I heard the call come from outside our commentary box. So the Juggernauts with it now as they have defused this attacking threat. And here comes Lark. She gets a kick to her own advantage. She'll get to pick it up. Tries to. Can't. Now gets another crack at it in front of Close. Contest is on and the free kick. And of course the free kick infringement happening just as I've dropped the binoculars away to try and see who was upfield. So the kick goes Molonglo's way. Falls into the path of Philpott. And then desperate defence coming in there from Armistead and Stephenson for the Tigers. They don't get it far enough away. There's a lot of orange jerseys here. That'll be Router. She's got time. She's got the ball into space, in towards the middle of the ground, but there's plenty of orange there too. Mark taken by Cameron. She switches it over towards the grandstand side. Flakler comes in. Good mark. She'll run around out onto this grandstand side of the ground now. Under pressure there was Arcus. She couldn't take the mark. Goes for the tackle then on Cameron and gets it too high. Misjudged it. Cameron can take her time. 6 minutes gone. 14 left in the season. Back in towards the middle of the ground. Letting it bounce. Dangerous stuff. And it's the Tigers once again. Well, umpire will ball it up here. It's a pretty tough contest between Crampton and Highfield. Umpire Rachel Porter tosses the ball high in the air. I think it was Highfield who gets the kick away. But it's been cut off. Queanbeyan don't need to panic. They just need to do what they did earlier in the game and hold on to some possession. I think that was Anderson with the kick, or was it James? It was Anderson. They come back around, though, the Juggernaut side. Mark dropped. But Moylan has it, wheels around, backing away, looking for something to do with it. Had no option. Hand passes it to herself, sockets it off the ground, rolls inside the forward 50. Now the ball's into open space. That's Router. She's had a good game today for the Tigers. Into the forward line, cleared. And now it's Holly Bartholomew. She's got 10 goals for the season. She can't score from there, but she can certainly put her side into a scoring position. But Flakler, the rock of this Queanbeyan defence, takes the mark. She'll come around the grandstand side. Ball falls from the pack to Arcus. Puts her side back into attack. Unopposed there was Slater. She couldn't take the mark. She spills it. It comes back Molonglo's way. Over the head of Stephenson for the Tigers. It's picked up off the turf by Bollard. And now the Tigers on the rebound. Tackled without it. Umpires picked it, so it'll be a free kick to the Juggernauts. Now, I'm wondering if it was Brittany Reynolds was meant to take it, but she's just struggling a little bit, or whether it was actually going to be taken by Darman. Well, it's Darman who'll go with the left foot. We've got to lean forward here to see this part of the ground. There's Jessie Reynolds, I think. No, it was Henneberger, and her kick was intercepted. So Queanbeyan trying to break free again. Straker had it, couldn't control it. Goes down towards Stephenson. Little ball up in the air. Hasn't gone 15. Didn't hear the call, Bartholomew. Almost got caught with it. Sends the ball into attack. Two Queanbeyan players. They spoil each other. Highfield runs onto the ball, puts it into the forward zone for the Juggernauts. No mark taken. Good result for the Juggernauts. Here will be a ball up. And they're going to get one. All tossed up in the air. Pack over the top of it. Queanbeyan managed to find a way to get it free. And suddenly it's in space. They're picked up by the running Reynolds. And that's a good grab. About 45 out. And it's Molly Philpott. She's got 4 for the season. Don't know whether she can score, whether she can kick it from here, but she's going to have a go. She's going to back herself. She'll be kicking from about 40, straight in front. She'll take a full allotment of time, and of course time is the other thing in the Juggernauts' favour. She kicks it in. It'll fall short at the top of the square. Couple of players waiting for it. It's been socked off the ground. Been touched off the boot, says the umpire. And now I think there's a free kick, and it's going the defensive side's way. So Queanbeyan stop yet another attack from the Molonglo side. Need to play some precision footy. Flakler muscled out of it. It's been picked up off the turf there by Sandilan onto Leamy. Leamy going towards the pocket. Gets it into the path of Henneberger. Queanbeyan, so many players back in defence. Juggling mark. And it's Hurley. She's been one of the best for the Tigers. Important possession. Running onto it there was Cameron for the Juggernauts. Probably should have set herself and looked for a target. Instead, they've turned it over again. Ball now going into the path of Sandilan. She can't control it. I think it's Dunkerley with the clearing kick. Showing courage was Leamy. She might get another chance at it as it comes out from under the pack. She does. Little hand pass finds Bartholomew. Bartholomew puts the side back into attack. It's inside the forward 50. It's off the ground. It comes into the path of Sandilan. She's tackled, dispossessed, loses the ball. It's hot potato. Umpire's found a free. It's going to go Queanbeyan's way. High contact. 8.5 minutes left in the season. 1 goal the difference. Could we get extra time here? That's another possibility. Shakespeare was charging into it for the Juggernauts, and now another clearing kick from Holly Bartholomew. She certainly stepped it up in intensity for this final term. Big bump off the ball. Router versus Brittany Reynolds. Queanbeyan wind up with the free, and it'll be Router to take it. They need to kick to a target and avoid the contests here. And they don't need to do that. Renee Duggan, an easy, uncontested mark in front of Brooke James. Juggernauts back inside their forward 50. They'll be close. Now Crampton. And suddenly, if they can tap it on, this might turn into something very special for the Queanbeyan side. They get held up for a moment. James picks it up. James is picked up. James is put down, gets the free kick. She's too far out to score. But Queanbeyan flooding down the ground now. They know that a goal here will tie it all up in the decider. But instead it's the defensive work of Jessie Reynolds putting the rebound on for the Juggernauts, and now Philpott taps it to her own advantage. They've got a boot to ball as well. The Tigers keep it in play. It might have been Slater for a moment in there. This Queanbeyan side, they're not going to go down without a fight. There is only, 6.5 left. That's James in the headgear with the little hand pass. But now they're on the burst. I reckon that might have been Duggan who came through the middle of the park. Moylan overruns it. Queanbeyan able to rebound again. But waiting underneath it with the set is Beth Williams. She takes the mark. Goes in towards centre half forward. And here it comes. The 2 kicks from goal. Maybe only one. It comes off the hands. Off the hands of Close. She did everything she could to stop it going through. It is the old cliche about the handy point. And that may just be the handy point. 1-3-9 for the Juggernauts. The Tigers 0-2-2. There's 5 minutes and 44 seconds left in this one. And Queanbeyan now have to score twice to win, or at least force it into extra time. They need a goal and change. This will be a ball up. And now I get the feeling that the Juggernauts will just be happy to bottle it up and milk the clock. Umpires found a free in the pack. And it's coming back, and it'll be going Highfield's way. Phoebe Highfield at the 15-minute mark of the final quarter. She can get herself set. Comes off the pack. Clearing kick for Queanbeyan comes from Kennedy. Now in charge is Arcus. Shows bravery into the bottom of the pack, but there's just too much pressure being applied there by the Queanbeyan side. Flakler comes in, very heavy contest on Henneberger. Giving her all today. Lon Flakler in her 100th game. Dropping it there was Lark. She's had a very good game as well for this Juggernaut side. Umpire will ball it up adjacent to the centre circle. Change coming up. Santolin about to return to the field, is it? No, it's actually Leamy coming back on. And Highfield, I think, is spent. She's cramping up. She's given everything as well. Now here comes Straker. The Tigers, they need 2 scores. They've only had 2 scores all day. And at the moment, well, they're just being cut to pieces. Brittany Reynolds sends the ball into the path of Moylan. Contest is on. Umpire says play on, play on. Moylan has laid the tackle, given the free kick to Close. Well, it's actually not close. It was close. Apologies. So she takes the free kick, sends it up. They've got to do something, and they've got to do it pretty quickly. They've only got 3 minutes left in their season at the moment, and I think they've realised they've got to go on the fast move here. Charging onto the ball is James. Taps it to a teammate. Waiting underneath it is Taylor. Just kicks it, sockers it on the ground. Oh, they're just going to have to kick and hope. Air swing. James has it again. Can't control it. Umpire's found a free. It's going Queanbeyan's way. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. Brooke James is going to have a shot here from 30 out, directly in front. There's going to be 10 players in the goal square by the time she takes the shot. What's left on the clock? 2.5 minutes. 7 points the difference. This to make it a 1-point ball game in the grand final. James comes in. It's short. Ball comes back into the path of Betts. Betts takes the snap, gets the goal from absolutely nowhere. Their first major of the day. 1-point game, 2 minutes on the clock. Zali Betts gets major number 18 for the season. Ladies and gentlemen, it's on for young and old here. By the time the ball's bounced, there'll be about 90 seconds left in this one. 1 point the difference. And the ball is in the hands of Rachel Porter. There's a Queanbeyan player being taken off the ground. It's going to hold things up. It's Hurley being brought off. Play back underway in the middle of the ground. So Queanbeyan a player short. There's a minute 20 left. Ball comes out of the middle of the park. They need a clearing kick to anywhere to the Juggernauts, and they do so. They get it around to the wing here. Leamy has it. Tries to hand pass to herself. Can't do much with it. Shakespeare comes over the top, but it spills free. It goes into the path of Taylor. Taylor puts her kick inside the forward 50, but it's a strong defensive mark by Catherine Lane. 55 seconds. Lane goes for a run, sends it around the grandstand wing. A mark here will just about do it for the Juggernauts. Tapped over towards the boundary line by Henneberger. The coach races in for Queanbeyan, gives the ball back to the boundary umpire. He knows that there's 40 seconds to go. The throw in, we're just forward of Queanbeyan's part of the attacking side of the ground. They're all behind the ball, the Tigers. In over the top goes James. She pulled it in. It comes free into the hands of Batkin. But the umpire is going to ball it up. 20 seconds left. The Tigers will need to just bang the hell out of it, send it forward and hope that they can get a goal off the end of it. They don't achieve it. The pack comes in over the top. 5 seconds left. Umpire says no opportunity. I'm going to ball it up. There won't be time. The siren will sound. The Juggernauts jump for joy. The Tigers hang their heads in despair. You don't need a high-scoring game for it to be a classic. And this has been a classic decider. The 2020 AFL Canberra UNSW Canberra Community second grade competition. Premiers for the year are the Molonglo Juggernauts. 1-3-9 over the Queanbeyan Tigers. 1-2-8. We've had the close one here. We've had the grandstand finish. The presentation's coming up shortly. Congratulations to Robert Davis and to the Molonglo Juggernauts. Commiserations to Kenneth Sissons and the Queanbeyan Tigers. But we have had an absolute belter here for our first game of the day. And our second game, well, we've got a little bit more than an hour on our sleeve for that one, I think. And that'll be the ANU Griffins versus the Yasroos. We'll have that one for you live here on the AFL Canberra Facebook page and via Sportscast Australia. The umpires have waved their flags in the centre of the ground to signify the scores are correct. And congratulations once again to the Molonglo Juggernauts over the Queanbeyan Tigers. This is Chris Coleman temporarily signing off from Allenshaw Park in Queanbeyan. Say that, they turn it over, it'll be Queanbeyan bringing it back into attack. But well positioned in defence was Holly Bartholomew, no surprise. And she takes the defensive clearance. Now the race is on. And they've got the free, and it'll be a free kick going towards the Juggernauts. So this should come in for the shot from about 30. Not much of an angle, goes with the right foot. And I reckon we've got our first major for the day. The goal umpire agrees. And the first score is on the board. Sally Moylan again has a teammate in there who gets tackled, but Betts comes back in. Goes for the right foot. Checks side kick. Oh, and it's just offline. Would have been a strong contender for goal of the day, but Queanbeyan big contest at centre half forward. A 3-on-1 contest, but that might be holding the ball. It is holding the ball. Last couple of weeks, shot, but this was grabbed out of the air by Argus. She goes goal, but here we go. The race is on. Here comes Brooke James. If she can get a handle on it, she'll get a mojo. She can't get a handle on it. She'll take it over the side. Brooks can't control it. Takes the bench from the top. Step around. provide some height in the ruck, does so, but it only goes as far as Molonglo, who are back playing in front, showing some courage. Where's Stephanie Henneberger? I think it might have been Sally Moylan, the goal kicker. It was. She couldn't get there, and now rebounding again. She said that a bit today, and copping one over the shoulder. We may have one of those rare beasts in footy coming up. A scoreless quarter as Brittany Reynolds sends her side into attack. Earlier in the day, courtesy of Moylan, they nearly had another one in a similar way as well. Now are holding the ball decision against Queanbeyan on their way to goal. They're going the wrong way at the moment. And again, Queanbeyan just able to read the play better. They've got time. They just need to find someone in space. Oh, great defence. Good tackle laid by Stephenson. Still in the charge is Moylan. She's got one today. Might have been. I think it was Renee Duggan who may have moved into the ruck, but it's been picked up off the ground by the Queanbeyan ruck. In Dunkley. Her clearing kick does not clear. Tigers probably get the best of it. Dunkley eventually gets a kick which is smothered. I was going to say they've got plenty of players up the ground, but they've managed to kick it straight back to the opposition. So it's Molonglo going back into attack. Well, I thought it had gone over the boundary line. Play on, says the umpire. Ball still in play. There's too many yellow and black jerseys, and the Tigers, they rebound again. And is that Lark again? It is. She sends her side into attack. She's found a target in Henneberger. Hasn't really exerted a lot of influence on the game today, but classy possession. I think that was Philpott who got it. Moylan. Elects to come in towards goal. And Queanbeyan, well, they've stacked the defence. It was actually going to be taken by Darman. And it's Darman who'll go with the left foot. We've got to lean forward here to see this part of the ground. They're picked up by the running Reynolds. That's a good grab, about 45 out. And it's Molly Philpott. She's got the pocket, gets it into the path of Henneberger. Queanbeyan, so many players back in defence. Juggling mark. And it's Hurley. She's been one of the best for the Tigers. Important possession. Running onto it there was Cameron. She's been one of the best for the Tigers. Important possession. Running onto it there was Cameron for the Juggernauts. Probably should have set herself with the clearing kick. Showing courage was Leamy. She might get another chance at Juggernauts. And now another clearing kick from Holly Bartholomew. She certainly stepped it up in intensity for this final term. Big bump off the ball. Router versus Brittany Reynolds. Very special for the Queanbeyan side. They get held up for a moment. James picks it up. James is picked up. James is put down, gets the free kick. She's too far out to score. But Queanbeyan flooding down the ground now. They know that a goal here will tie it all up in the decider. But instead, and here it comes. The two kicks from goal. Maybe only one. It comes off the hands. Off the hands of Close. She did everything she could to stop it. Air swing. James has it again. Can't control it. Umpire's found a free. It's going Queanbeyan's way. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. Short. Ball comes back into the path of Betts. Betts takes the snap. Gets the goal. From absolutely nowhere. Their first major of the day. 1 point game. 2 minutes on the clock. Tries to hand pass to herself. Can't do much with it. Shakespeare comes over the top, but it spills free. It goes into the path of Taylor. Taylor puts her kick inside the forward and over the top. 5 seconds left. Umpire says no opportunity. I'm going to ball it up. There won't be time. The siren will sound. The Juggernauts jump for joy. The Tigers hang their heads in despair. You don't need a high-scoring game for it to be a classic. And this has been a classic decider. The 2020 AFL Canberra UNSW Canberra Community second grade competition premiers for the year are the Molonglo Juggernauts. One goal, 3-9.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. What a fantastic display of skill and talent in today's grand final. AFL Canberra would like to start proceedings by thanking all of the volunteers and people behind the scenes at our clubs for getting us to this point in the season. A fantastic team that should be recognised, so thank you very much. Before we start the premiership presentation, we'd first like to acknowledge our league best in merit, the UNSW Canberra second grade women, who actually participated in today's game. Please forward from the Molonglo Juggernauts, Holly Bartholomew. Through this year's home and away season. AFL Canberra would like to acknowledge our umpires for today's grand final and congratulate them on their contributions throughout the season and to today's match. I'll ask them to come forward and receive their grand final medal. Ryan Stillwell, Rachel Porter, Liam Holloway, Richard Cook, James Wilson, and Jordan Collins. I'd now like to call forward the captain of the Queanbeyan Tigers to say a few words on the team. Please welcome Mel Bowling.
Thanks, Molonglo, for today's match. Congratulations on your win. I'd just like to say to the Tigers supporters that probably hanging out from our in front of you all year to say thank you. Our supporters, our trainers, coaches, all our volunteers, it's just we've had everything thrown at us this year and it's up and running and to make the season that it was and keep us safe, huge thanks. Girls, I'm lucky today. We didn't give up, so we've got a lot of talent in our team. We've got great leaders like Rezzy and Ella and Body, and we get a second chance next week. I like to say Davina have won a lot of grand finals, and I'll watch them all. Good luck next week to our Big One team. Well done today, girls, and thank you.
And now we would like to present today's best on-ground medal for the UNSW 2020 AFL Canberra second grade women's competition. The winner of the best on-ground medal from Molonglo is number 14, Emma Darman. We would now like to present the premiership medals to the Molonglo Juggernauts. With premiership coach Robert Davis, please step forward.
Number 18, Holly Garforth. Number 34, Hannah Bollard. Number 25, Stephanie Cameron. Number 17, Monica Duggan. Number 11, Renee Duggan. Number 9, Stephanie Hannibal. Number 1, Phoebe Highfield. Number 29, Ellie Idle. Number 21, Catherine May. Number 12, Lisa Lark. Number 5, Jess Leamy. Number 13, Sally Merlin. Number 23, Addie. Addie David. Number 7, Molly Philpott. Number 6, Shahana Plenty. Number 15, Elizabeth Webbian. Number 2, Brittany Reynolds. Number 8, Jessie Reynolds. Number 4, Rachel Ross. Number 22, Elizabeth Santillan. Number 10, Amy Shakespeare. Number 27, Gabrielle Somerville. Number 19, Beth Williams. And last but not least, Captain Emma Darman.
I'll now invite Premiership Captain Emma Darman and Premiership Coach Robert Davis to collect their Premiership medals and safety awards with the 2020 Premiership Trophy for the UNSW Canberra second grade women's competition.
So I think we can all agree that 2020 started off a bit shit, and it was a bit uncertain if we would even get a game this year, so it's been absolutely amazing that we've been able to get a season off the ground, so thanks heaps to AFL Canberra for the effort you put in. Thanks to the Queanbeyan Tigers for hosting us today. Your hospitality has been amazing. To the Queanbeyan Tigers girls, we knew that you would come out firing this game after a huge win against AMU, and you absolutely did yourself proud. Yeah, you definitely didn't lay down and you gave it your all for the whole 80 minutes, so well done. Enjoy your celebrations. Girls, you absolutely outdid yourselves. I could not ask for a better bunch of girls to play with, and you did me so proud today. There's a couple of thanks that I'd just like to quickly say. Obviously to our coach Robbie, we couldn't do this without you every week. You on to come up with drills, and you just always believed in us, and always, you knew at least half the time that we really had this in us, and we couldn't have done it without you. 2020 vision, you're right. To our strapper Brad, thank you for strapping our bodies together every week so we can get out in that field. Thank you. To Hal, who was running water for us, you've been an absolute cheer. To Guy for managing our team. Cole for making sure we're always appropriately socially distanced. And I'd just like to say there's obviously one person who's really important to this club who wasn't able to be here today. And I'm sure that he would like nothing more than to be here to see us take this out to him. And today he was absolutely our inspiration. He's taught us what courage means and how to just get out there and keep fighting. And I would absolutely like to dedicate this club to him. That's to Doug Williams.
I just say a few words. Emma pretty much said everything there. But yeah. Big up to the Queanbeyan Tigers. Again, thanks for hosting us again. Means a lot. Tough game to my girls. I'm absolutely speechless. It's been 3 years of hard work. 3 years ago, we completely changed this team. Absolutely 3 years of hard work, and you girls deserve every bit of this.
Sorry, I forgot to acknowledge our supporters. You guys absolutely outdid yourselves today. Thank you.
2020 premiers.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2020 premiers for the UNSW Canberra second grade women's competition, the Molonglo Juggernauts.